My name is David Church. I currently have a PMP certificate, also known as a Project Management Professional Certificate, and I teach project management actually at Cal University. I created their project management course for the Executive MBA program back in 2016. I've had a Project Management Professional Certificate since 2005. I tend to get asked a lot of questions about Project Management Professional Certificate, so I thought I'd create this video and hopefully might be able to answer some people's questions. So first, it seems important to give some background, right? So what is the Project Management Professional Certificate? So it's actually administered by an organization called the Project Management Institute, which at the moment is the largest institute of its kind. It's a nonprofit organization, a trade organization across the globe that focuses only on project management. Its attempt is to try to create standards and a place of discussion, a place to kind of forward the thought process around project management. It has actually been created all the way back in 1969, and it's had a tremendous growth. In the 90s, there was around 7,500 members, and if you fast forward to today, there's over 700,000 members across 270 chapters in over 190 countries. So definitely, Project Management Institute has got a great deal of membership and has a very extensive global reach. Now, there are other project management institutes. There's the Association for Project Management, the International Project Management Association. All of the organizations are obviously great, and they all offer a lot of value. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to be talking about the Project Management Institute. So in terms of the Project Management Institute, they have their own kind of primary reference book, you could call it, which is called the Project Management Body of Knowledge, or PMBOK, P-M-B-O-K. Project Management Body of Knowledge is a book. It's a reference book. There's multiple additions to it. It's ultimately what all of the Project Management Institute's certifications are based off of. It's continuously being evolved. The Project Management Institute also has a lot of articles and other kind of aspects where people can share thoughts on project management. But PMBOK is definitely the reference kind of primer for the Project Management Institute. Now, in terms of certificates, the Project Management Institute offers, now they offer around 8 certificates, at least as of the time of this video. In their beginning, they're most known for the Project Management Professional Certificate and probably second to that, CAPM, which stands for the Certified Associate in Project Management, just kind of like a Project Management Professional Junior Certificate. But they've, like I mentioned, they now have 8 certificates. So in addition to PMP and CAPM, they also have program management, portfolio management. They have business analysis, agile certified practitioner, risk management, and scheduling. But they are most well known for the Project Management Professional Certificate. That is what they have the most issued certificates out there globally. Now, in terms of the Project Management Certificate, Professional Certificate, some of the questions I tend to get asked is, well, okay, how do I qualify for the PMP? So you can go to the website for the Project Management Institute, and you can see more about this yourself, especially as things change. And that's projectmanagementinstitute.org, pmi.org. But as of the time of this video, if you have a bachelor's degree, then you only require 35 hours of project management related education. And then on top of that, you need about 4,500 hours of project management related work experience. So with that, you can apply to the Project Management Institute, and you're going to have to fill in the form to kind of show where all that work experience is coming from, that educational experience is coming from, and you can apply to be accepted to take the test. Then you take the Project Management Professional Certificate test once you're approved to take it, and then if you pass the test, you become a Project Management Professional Certificate holder. Now, oftentimes I'm asked, in terms of the educational hours, people, when they look into PMI, they'll notice that PMI has these officially approved hours that they call PDUs, Plan Development Units. And PDUs tend to come from PMI blessed courses, right? So there's different courses that are out there in the public or maybe in your organization. And if you take those courses and you see it's like officially PMI approved, you'll actually get a PDU number, a reference number after the fact. So when you do either apply for your PMP or you're renewing your hours, you can put that PDU number. It's kind of proof that you took a PMI approved course. So the question I get asked is, well, do I have to only take those PMI approved courses? The answer is no. If you look more closely into it, PMI actually allows you to get your educational hours from multiple sources. You can do it through approved programs that PMI partners with different educational institutes on, so that way you feel more comfortable that what you're getting truly aligns directly to PMI, or you can self-study, or you can get it at educational institutes with part of your bachelor's degree, your master's degree. If you're taking a class that touches on project management, those hours count. Most of us in our work environments, we get continual training, and a lot of those continual training courses, those classes can potentially count. So if you think that those classes touch on project management related items, usually, just make sure you track those properly so you can, if you're ever audited, you can kind of back it up with the detail necessary, a syllabus or some work transcript extract, or even if you're doing self-study, just make sure you write down the book and the time and dates that you studied. Plus, what I would recommend if you go that route where you don't take PMI approved courses, which I didn't. So all of my study was just through educational work experience, self-study, is make sure you have contacts that you can give that can certify the fact that if you were to get audited, that yes, he or she did take those classes as stated, and from what I understand, those are project management related classes. And when you are applying for your PMP, you will be able to put that in the application. There is an optional section for contact information. So again, if you get audited, you can put that information. Now, another question I often get asked in regards to PMP certificate is, David, do you recommend taking a PMP exam prep course or boot camp course? My answer to that is, personally, no. Personally, the exam prep course and the boot camp course, they're not giving you anything that you can't get yourself. You can get PMP exam prep books, and you can self-study, and you can buy the project management body of knowledge, and you can take the exam prep books and the project management body of knowledge, and you can study on your own. It's boring, I'm not going to lie, but you can do it on your own. I did, and you can as well. There's more than one time I fell asleep face first in my book, but I was able to do it on my own, and I took it. Oftentimes, the boot camps and exam prep courses are relatively expensive, but if you like the structure that comes with the boot camp or an exam prep course, then obviously you're welcome to do that, right? There's no harm in it. It's just that you don't have to feel like you need to do that. Like they have somehow the secret sauce that only you can get at a boot camp, right? That's not necessarily the case. You can do that yourself if you just read the project management body of knowledge and take some exam prep books. Another question I tend to get asked is, do I think since I've had the PMP since 2005, do I think a PMP is worth it? So I do think a PMP is worth it for me, but it's kind of a hard question to answer for everybody, right? It really depends on what you're looking to do with the PMP. Just like getting a bachelor's degree, getting a master's degree. If you think the PMP is going to be a silver bullet where once you get it, all of a sudden all these doors are going to open and everybody's going to invite you with company cars and all these super bonuses, say, hey, we want you to lead our project management department, then you may want to reevaluate why you're getting a PMP. But if you're looking to maybe change careers, or you're already a project manager and you're looking to kind of show some validation for the fact that you know industry-wide terms, or perhaps you're an accomplished project manager in one industry and you want something that shows the fact that you can kind of have a breadth and flexibility of multiple industries, then you might want to think about the PMP. Just again, similar thought process of whether you're thinking about getting a bachelor's or a master's degree. Now, in terms of, another question I often get is, well, once you get the PMP, is there any kind of continual educational requirements? So the answer is yes. You do have to renew your PMP. You don't have to take a new test, but you do have to keep studying project management related education. And similar concept to what I said for when you apply applies to the renewal aspect. You don't have to do a PDU. You don't have to do a plan development unit of something the Project Management Institute officially certifies as an approved course. You can do self-study. You can do studying through your educational institutions, through your work experience, etc. And usually PMI is pretty good. PMI gives 3-4 years. They have a whole nice dashboard where they show you how many hours you need to complete before your next renewal is due, and you can continually record those hours. And similar concept, have a contact in case you get audited. Everything I mentioned for initial application to PMP, you're going to want to keep in mind for when you're doing the renewal. Now, last question I tend to get asked is, well, what about the PMI membership? I see that you can get a PMP certificate, but do I have to also become a PMI member? The answer is no, you don't have to, right? You can actually have a certificate and not be a PMI member. Right now, I am a PMP certificate holder, but I'm not a PMI member. Now, in my case, what I found when I first took the exam back in 2005 is I found that actually it was almost the same cost to become a PMI member and pay for the opportunity to take the PMP certificate. So initially, I became a PMI member and paid for my PMP certificate opportunity, and I was a member for a few years. But ultimately, I decided it wasn't something I wanted to pursue at that time, and then I let my membership lapse. But I kept my PMP renewal. If you find that you want to keep your membership, there's obviously a lot of benefits with that. You can network, you can attend usually PMI chapters. There's job opportunities, there's educational discussions, there's a lot of benefits of being a PMI member. I'm not suggesting that there's not a lot of benefits. I just want you to know that you don't have to be a member and hold a certificate at the same time. Now there are other certificates, as I mentioned. They have 8 certificates, but the PMP is the one that I just talked about in this video. That's the one that I've held since 2005. I hope that some of this was useful to you. If there's anything that I didn't touch on, again, please leave a comment, and I'll hopefully either respond to your comment or maybe even create another video depending on how much interest there is. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, feel free to hit like and share with your friends. I appreciate your time in watching it. Take care. And good luck if you do decide to get the PMP exam.